From Psychology's magazine. We are live this morning on our Monday morning motivator. I'm Susie Walker and I am the editor-in-chief at Psychology's magazine. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. I hope you're having a good Monday. Today we are looking at the soundtrack to your life. What's the soundtrack to your life? I know that many of us maybe don't know what that means. So what I wanted to talk to you about today was we have over 60,000 thoughts going through our head every day. 60,000 thoughts buzzing around. And are you aware what those thoughts are about? Many of us are just unconsciously we're processing loads. We're kind of a sum total of all the thoughts from our childhood, from our triggers, from our opinions, our beliefs, all of those things. And some of those may be absolutely fantastic, positive, motivating. You're doing really well. Congratulations. Isn't it a beautiful day? It's going to be sunny today. How fantastic. What we're looking forward to today. What are you looking forward to today? What am I grateful for today? That could be the soundtrack to your life. Or it could be something else. Your soundtrack to your life could be when you start to notice your thoughts. Could be, I'm feeling low. What's going to happen with lockdown? I watched the news today and it made me feel X, Y, and Z. What about that woman over there and what she did and what she said? And what about that man over there? And what did he say? And how did that make me feel? And da 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 da. So are you aware of your thoughts? Are you aware of the soundtrack to your life? The thoughts, the 60,000 thoughts that we have a day. Do you notice them? And what is that soundtrack? Is it like uplifting, boppy? You know, are you dancing through your life? Or is it more like a dirge? You know, that is, it sounds like the joy. So what is the soundtrack to your life? So the first piece is to notice and to acknowledge it and to say, okay, what are the thoughts that are driving your life? Coaching, we're great, massive fans of coaching at Psychology's magazine. It's about working on your life rather than just reacting. And many of us, you know, me included, have just reacted to things coming in. We get triggered and then you react and all of a sudden you're down this really negative path because you're reacting from something that happened 45 years ago, or is that just me? And then you're in a bad place and it's not what you want to do. So what we're advising and what we're encouraging you to do is to first notice, so you become consciously aware of the thoughts that are dominating your mind. So of course, you know, we always advocate meditation, and often people find meditation very difficult because all of a sudden what you do is you quieten down enough to start noticing the cacophony of thoughts that are dominating your mind. So one of really simple exercise, and let's do it for 30 seconds, is let's just sit and breathe and start to notice the thoughts that you may have. And a lot of them are mundane, and you know, so I'm sitting here in my canal boat and I'm like, oh, there's some wood on the top of my boat over there and it looks really messy and I really need to do something. Why haven't I done something with that wood over there? I really should do that. But my engine, I need to fix the engine on the boat because the engine's not working properly. And how am I going to do that? And who am I going to find to do that? So all of a sudden, so I'm going from, there's a problem, and in my eye line, there's something that doesn't look very good, and how am I going to do it? And and then I've got a problem, and I feel slightly anxious thinking about all of that. That's one way I could go down. Or I could direct my thoughts in a different way of, okay, getting down into my body and noticing. So the first thing is noticing and then seeing whether that serves you or not. Does that help you? It's great that I'm noticing the wood, because then I can do something about that. I can perhaps write a list and then maybe find somebody who can help me get rid of the wood on top of the board, and help me find somebody to start the engine on my boat. So instead of it just being this nebulous thing, I can take action for it and make a plan. rather than just be this, we talk a lot about it in our features meeting, that feeling of nameless dread. And because you're not identifying exactly what it is that's getting you down, it just kind of sits there in the ether. So there's certain things that you can do things about. Sometimes it's about a feeling that you're, what are your thoughts and feelings? What are you, it could be a feeling, I'm feeling low. And then you make a story about why you're feeling low and okay, so what is the soundtrack? So the first piece is being really conscious about what you're thinking and what you're feeling. And then it's a decision about what you're going to do about that. So one of the basic tools that I taught as a coach and that I teach now in our courses, Create the Life That You Want, is 2 different voices in your head: your inner coach and your inner pessimist. So my inner pessimist is the part of you that will say, you're no good, you're not good enough, oh my goodness, you've got wood on the top of your boat here, you're so rubbish, your engine's still not working after 6 months, why you haven't sorted out that, oh my god, da, 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 da. I could listen to that voice, or I could listen to another soundtrack, which is your inner coach's, I can't believe that you're living on a current boat, it's so amazing, it's so brilliant, oh, and you need to sort out your engine. I wonder who could you reach out to who could help you find someone who can go and help you sort out your engine so you can drive down the canal and move that wood. I'm giving you real life examples of challenges that I'm currently facing. So what are the challenges that you're facing, and which one are you going to listen to? So your inner pessimist is often, many of us, it's dominating our lives. It's the negative, often a voice that we learned as a child from maybe a critical parent or a critical teacher, and we've internalized that. We were sort of saying, okay, if we listen to that voice, it gets us to take action maybe, but it also makes us miserable. So yes, we want to move forward. We want to move forward, not be stuck, not have wood on the top of a boat, want to fix the engine, not just of your boat, but of your life. So you can do it in a horrible way with the inner pessimist telling you how rubbish you are, or you can listen to your inner coach that says, brilliant, well done, fantastic, this is a great way. And you can consciously, you can still have the same result. You can still find somebody who's going to help you with your engine, or the engine of your life, or the metaphor for unsightly wood sitting on top of the top of your boat in your life, whatever that is for you. There are just finding a solution, so you feel like you're moving forward. So all of a sudden you're taking action rather than this kind of feeling of overwhelm. So again, go back to sort of noticing your thoughts. So 30 seconds. So I feel a lot better now, because I'm like, okay, yeah, I just need to find the resources to help me fix the engine, get rid of the wood. So I feel really good. So let's just notice more thoughts again. Oh, I can just see a butterfly over there. So butterfly, for me, immediately I go, oh, it's a symbol of transformation. It's a sign. So immediately I've shifted the sound. So having the soundtrack of, oh, that's unsightly, to, oh, there's a butterfly. So for you, how can you shift your attention consciously from this negative, just spewing out of your inner critic to the another voice? I call it the inner coach. Your inner coach is your best friend. It's the wisest part of you that has your best interests at heart. How can you hear that voice? How can you quieten down or say thank you? So with the inner critic, I don't think we need to get rid of it, or we don't need to tell it to shut up because you're just fighting yourself. It's just more like thank you for pointing out that I've got unsightly wood at the top of my board and reminding me that the engine, thank you very much, that's great, thank you, that's really helpful. Now, inner coach, highly resourceful, what can I do about that? So this week, what I'd love for you to try on, this to try out is to kind of swap from the two, to notice when your inner pessimist kicks in, to then thank you for your bringing that up, inner pessimist, to bringing your inner coach in as, okay, what's a resourceful way of thinking about this? What are different resources? What else could I note consciously? What can I notice instead? And it's, our brains are built for scanning the horizon for threats. So the inner pessimist is actually trying to help us. He's scanning the horizon and saying this is dangerous, and it's kind of the amygdala is a part of our brain which fires off. But what we're trying to do is fire up another part of our brain in our prefrontal lobe, which I believe is where the inner coach lives. So this is neuroscience as well, but your inner coach is going to be saying, okay, we hear the fear, we hear the threats. Okay, what are we going to do about it? How can we create this? And the more kind we can be to ourselves, the less we feel at threat, the more calm we could become, and the better decisions that we make. So when you're swapping between the two, from inner pessimist to inner coach, you're constantly going from a fear state into a more productive state. So if you experiment with that this week, let me know how that goes for you. And if nothing else, you will become more self-aware and more conscious of maybe your inner pessimist, become aware of your inner coach, and help you to maybe take a baby step towards creating a future that you want, versus being stuck in the mire and the nonsense of your inner pessimist, who's spewing out this fear and anger and resentment. It's normal. So there's, it's normal to notice that, but if we can start working with that and shifting with that, then the world outside, once we start changing the world in here, the world outside starts to change as well. I hope you found that useful. This is the Monday Morning Motivator, powered by Geo Organics. Thank you. And this is Susie Walker, Editor-in-Chief of Psychologies. Many thanks. Lots of love.